Okay, the next question is from Blue Water Cafe LBI. That's Blue Water Cafe LBI on Instagram. Check them out. I'm gonna do that when I get inside and see what they're up to. Maybe it's a little restaurant or something. Anyways, what is your advice for a 2014 Lagoon 39 sailboat with the small mainsails? I need better performance, better pointing into the wind. Thanks, Steve. Okay, Steve, that's a question that everyone is looking for the answer for on catamarans. I did look up this model of the Lagoon and just kind of got a refresh. They do have a fairly small boom. I'm not sure if you have a flat top mainsail. Most of them look like they were flat top mainsails, just very short on the foot of the sail. And so I was checking it out. It looks like you probably have a self-tacking jib, so there's no issues of being able to get your sheets inboard further to help the bow sort of keep its point. There's not a whole lot with a double pontoon boat that we can do, but it's a 2014. Let's assume that the sail is brand new. A boat like this can often have a lot of miles on it for being 5 years old. By the way, I meant that the sail was brand new when you got the boat in 2014. Anyways, one of the things that you want to check on is even just taking a picture of the sail while you have it deployed in a couple different positions on your self-tacking jib and wind angles, because we can actually look at the sail and have a look if maybe the draft and the cloth is stretched out. You know, we don't know what type of cloth it is. It would be common for a more entry or mid-level Dacron after 6 years on a catamaran in high UV areas to stretch out. So it may just be stretched out, and that's what you need to do. I wouldn't go putting some high-end racing laminates on it just to try and get a bit better pointing ability. It's just a problem with the cats anyways. One of the things you can do is you can look at your luff hollow. So when one of the designers designs the sail, they may be able to adjust the luff hollow so you can get some additional trimming out of your halyard. Of course, you're going to trim that halyard when the wind isn't loaded onto the sail, maybe during attack, and you may be able to pull and flatten the sail out by trimming on the halyard. So that's an idea that may help. There's not a lot that I want to focus on the mainsail really, because you know, you've probably got swept-back spreaders, which I think you do, or shrouds that, you know, the mainsail will hit when you're going downwind, but upwind it is what it is, really. So I would start with the entry angle of the sail, and maybe that just needs to be brought in and flattened out to give the bow a little bit more pointing. There's always a mix back and forth because you may end up taking the lift and the power section out of the sail, and it'll leave you with less power but a better pointing sail. So it's kind of always a bit back and forth. That's where I would start. Is, you know, let's check out if the sail's stretched, and then halyard tension is the main thing. If your sail isn't sheeting right on the angle to your self-tacking jib, that would be something else to consider. And I don't think I missed anything else. Unfortunately, Steve, you can only get so much performance out of those boats. They're great, they're amazing. I'm gonna hopefully have one day and sail around the world with my family, but you know, you lose the pointing ability to have all that comfort and space, and that's just a little bit about it. Some guys will tell you, you know, higher end laminate sails hold their shape and on and on and on, and yes, it does help, but often so minimal, and it really depends on who's doing the design. And if you get a chance to talk to the designer and explain to him what you're looking for, so that when you actually put your sail on, if you are going to spend a lot of money on one, it's doing what you want. Just my thoughts anyways. Hope that helps.